What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at the arcade. So let's start at the one place where I know everybody's just dying to see, and that's what's right behind me. Yes, all your questions will be answered today. This is the little kitchen area I have in the basement. It's just a little place to sit down and get a little something to eat between projects, or maybe take a break from gaming. Got a coffee pot over there, a couple bar stools. This table is where a lot of the artwork's getting applied on this table. So this is where this is. But when I'm not putting vinyl on it, I'm putting food on it and shoving the food in my face, and that's it. Now I know a lot of people are just going to go ahead and click off the video because you've seen everything you want to see, but let's take a look at, I don't know, some of the games that are actually in this arcade. And we'll start with the Countercade counter. There she is, still functioning, no problem, hasn't fallen off the wall or nothing like that. LED strip still working good. And we'll start with Turtles. Just a really fun game. I know it's only 2 games, and I got the full-size cab, or the three-quarter scale cab. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites for sure. One of my projects, the Raiden 2 single-player Countercade. This was based off of one of those $50 Galaga cabinets that were basically just given away. So it's still functioning, works. I got the sound turned off now. It's a little loud because I used a cheap aftermarket monitor. It's not as easy to control the volume. So lesson learned. This was I think this was actually the first or second. I think this was the second Countercade, full-blown Countercade project that I really had. Learned some lessons and I applied those to one of the other ones we're going to see in just a second. Not without stopping by to say hi to the Marvel vs. Capcom 2-player cabinet. My favorite out of the 2 players. Kind of a sucker. Got a great games list. You know, got the Punisher on here. Wish they made this into a 3/4 scale 3rd gen, but we can't always get what we want. Over here looking at the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 single player Countercade. Once again, I used a different monitor. This time the controls, you can't really see them, are actually right here, so you can adjust the volume, power, picture, and all that right through the bezel. Still works good. Artwork, I'm really proud of the artwork on this one. It turned out really nice. I know it's kind of tough to see with the lights off, but that's it. NBA Jam, still got some of those mods on this with the LED lights and all that underneath. Don't have the remote right now. I can't turn it on. I was going to show you, but I can't turn the light on. But anyway, it's there. NBA Jam, not my favorite, but it's fun. It's fine. I actually have the 3/4 scale that I gave to my son. So just like Detroit Love, we're sharing the love, right? Or we look at some of this stuff, see it a little bit better. Counter from 1995, Beavis and Butthead. Metal Gear Solid, the original. Love it. Solid Snake down there. And another calendar from 95. X-Files. Kind of got a 90s theme going on here just a little bit. Continue on down the line. Of course, we got the one that kind of started it all. This was the Christmas present from my wife. The 3/4 scale. Ninja Turtles. Now this thing has gotten a lit marquee. Obviously, this is not Arcade 1-Up. It's shipped with just a plywood artwork only marquee, and I didn't get this from Arcade 1-Up. I can't remember where I got that from. But yeah, so that was one of the first mods I did, and then a new deck protector because this was really thin and cheap. You've seen the video on that. This is really, really nice, thicker, and a little bit more clear too, so really love the way that turns out. Love this cabinet, still in great condition. Also, as we work down the line, you're going to see as far as decorations in here, I didn't want to do anything. I've already got the LEDs going on the floor here, so when it came to what was going to be above the arcades, I didn't want to do anything flashy. But I have gone on eBay and found a lot of old flyers, old advertisements that are cut out of magazines. So you'll see that all the way down with the exception of the Marvel superheroes. We'll get to it in a second. But you'll see those throughout the arcade, just kind of calling back to when these games were being advertised for sale. Marvel Superheroes, the collector's edition with the Sanwa buttons, and of course, I've got the certificate right here, and behind that is a magazine advertisement for the game, the arcade itself. But yeah. Number 1512 of 8,000 produced. And this thing, damn, this looks good. I wish I would have had more success with the Sanwa cabinets, because this thing really, it feels much nicer. Terminator 2, obviously, with the upgraded marquee there from Joe Sabo himself. Also, don't forget the little modification I had to do with the toothpicks to kind of raise that up a little bit. It works fine. It looks good. There's no reason to complain about it. It's fine. Just something that probably a discrepancy in manufacturing. My cabinet's probably just a little bit different. But I do like this cabinet. This cabinet does get a lot of play, even though it's just a single game. And, of course, the modification that should have been done from RK1-Up is go ahead and cut out the bottom of this pocket so that you don't have 2 miles of cord just hanging out in front of your cabinet. It looks much cleaner, looks much better. A better solution by far. Some people are actually going and completely removing the cords altogether. That works too. I did it this way because I didn't want to have a hole in the top of my control panel, just that I have to plug. So this works for me. Revolution X should have been on this cabinet. It would have been really nice. Maybe we'll get one. Who knows? Big gap here. Now I want to explain some of the gaps. We've got a gap between these two cabinets and over here, and that's because I'm waiting on some cabinets. So one of them is kind of a Killer Instinct is going to be either on my common riser I got down here, or it's going to be over next to my XL cab. But we'll get to that in just a second. But that's kind of where I'm at on that. But I got a couple spots set aside for some of those new legacy cabinets that are coming in. So space is getting limited. Only really got 4 more slots. And my pride and joy, of course, Alien vs. Predator up there. Playing chess. Who's going to win? Who knows? My money's on Predator. If you've seen my latest video, you'll see that I did apply custom art on the front to go ahead and show all the games included in this. This is, of course, the Capcom arcade stick. Only available in the UK for some reason. Not sure why. Maybe available in other areas, but not in the States. So it kind of stinks. But yeah, so that's what I based it all off of. Love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. Of course, I love the game. RK1-Up, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Big gap here. Going to be Pac-Man and probably Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat coming out. If you scroll up here, obviously got more artwork on the wall, but this is my floating shelf for my 19-inch CRT. I have if you look up here, try not to destroy. There you go. You can see there's a USB plugged into the front of the DVD player. And I just basically took a bunch of, actually 2 or 3 VHS tapes I bought off eBay of just recorded footage of MTV from the 90s. And I put that, saved it as I think a JPEG 4. I'm not sure what the format was. But anyway, it was whatever was going to be compatible with the LG DVD player. And so I just read it off that. So that's a great way to have hours and hours and hours of content just playing in the background while you're gaming. If you try to do that with DVDs, you have to sit there and swap DVDs all day long. I don't want to do that. So it's a cool way to have something kind of going on in the background. I got some old episodes of Beavis and Butthead recorded straight from MTV, so you can actually have the videos they were making fun of. So there is that. Moving over here to Ridge Racer. This cabinet doesn't get as much play as I thought it would. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's maybe it's the difficulty. I'm not sure. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I think it's a great cabinet. It looks good. There's just a few things I would change. I think John D's already spoken about the coin door, the lack thereof. It really needs a coin door. It is so just dead there, which is part of the reason why I went ahead. Come on, this way. Come on, gimbal. There we go. That's why I did the artwork there. T2 is also pretty plain, but at least you've got the actual T2 logo on the bottom. But it needs a coin door right there. I've got some plans for that. Stay tuned to the channel for sure. But yes, this just doesn't get as much play as I thought it would have. Sad but true. It is what it is, right? I'll be honest with you. But it is fun. The pedals aside, it's a good cabinet. It really is a good cabinet. And of course, Big Blue with the stool. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Washed out a little bit up there on the marquee, but fun. It does get play. This thing gets play. Not as much online because the lobbies are kind of dead. And as far as the Christmas lights, which some people call it, light up deck protector, I like it. Overall, I like it. It's not bad. It adds a little bit of something. But, once you get a little bit of age on it, you're going to turn those LEDs off because you don't want to see all the smudges. Over here, Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder, a great 3rd generation cabinet. Really like it. It was kind of a step backwards though. The price went up and the features went down. No online at all. You know, I was comparing that to Ninja Turtles, which this is definitely an upgrade from that. But when you consider this came after NBA Jam, we lost a lot of features. But gotta love that beautiful screen, right? No washing out at all. Smash TV, come on, where you at? That's another thing. They don't always line up. The advertisements don't always line up with the cabinet itself. And of course, my latest project, the beautiful Gran Turismo racing cab. This has been just a ton of fun. It gets just a ton of play. Anytime anybody comes over, I've got kids in their 20s. I've got a 15-year-old. Everybody wants to play this. This is fun. Based on a PS4. You see all the graphics. Went back and forth on this. And it definitely... I'm glad I changed the graphics. I'm glad I went with that 25th anniversary. It really... I think it just makes it stand out. Without that, I think the graphics would have actually been pretty plain. That first rendering, the first set of graphics just wasn't going to be all that. But the 25th, definitely the better way... The better thing to focus on when it comes to Gran Turismo. Not just, 7, which has been good, but also not without controversy. Some of the stuff you've got to do whenever, let me go ahead and turn this light back on. Some of the things you got to realize you have to do whenever you want to lay out your arcade is electric, and this is something that I had to add, another outlet. That's just a standard outlet painted brown to kind of match that pole. Because I knew it was going to be out and exposed. I wanted it to look decent. And then that just goes up into the false ceiling, and I've tied into the fuse box. Stuff like that you got to think about when you lay all this out. Power is key. Speaking of power, look at that gorgeous thing, that 6-player X-Men cabinet. I still love this cabinet. Still not happy with what I did underneath, but I got some plans for that. I think I want to do some covers on the bottom that are held up with magnets, so I can just take those off if I ever have to service anything. Now, to be honest, I haven't had to service anything. Sometimes some of the encoders don't come on, but I just have to power off the PlayStation 3 and power it back on. And I can actually, because there's no cover underneath, I can actually just look up and see if those encoders are lit up, and then I know they're good, and you can play. But this thing just with old this ability. Graphics really hooked me up with that marquee. It looks good. The aspect ratio is great. I mean, it just looks like it fits the cabinet. But no issues with the artwork. Some issues with some of the application. You can see a kind of a corner right there is peeling. Not really peeling, but just kind of loose. A little bit of glue should be able to hook that up. But yeah, once again, I've got a dead... bland, boring eye panel here, so I need to do something with that. I'm not going to do graphics there. I would love to grab like 3 coin doors and put on the front, but we'll see. All right, let's go over here to the big boy side of the arcade, I guess. Oh, before we do that, I got to swing by and pay homage to X-Men Children of the Atom. Little poster there. So the big boy side of the arcade, this is the side that doesn't need an additional riser. These are good to go like they are. Attack from Mars, I picked up used for $500, and this thing's great. Everybody knows about the glass mod. That is, listen, if you're going to have one, if you got multiple cabinets, I don't know that I do the glass mod on all of them because it's so expensive. But man, especially if you only have one, it's definitely worth doing for sure. A little smudge on the chrome. What the hell? I got to get on that. Artwork over here does match the cabinet that it's above. Attack from Mars. And the controversial, there you can already see the washout right there. Look at it dead on. There you go, that's better. Look at it dead on and you'll be okay. The first XL cabinet, artwork above, is matched up with the cabinet itself. I like the form factor, guys. I like the form factor. I like the coin door. It's a great size. They just got to get that screen right. The sound is really good on this too. They just got to get the screen right. I'm telling you. All right, some more behind the scenes stuff. Let's go over here to the bathroom. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, sure you know that this went through quite a renovation process. This was a full bath that had like a blue toilet and a blue sink and a blue shower. It was all messed. So this has gone through quite a change. This is a man's bathroom, so all these towels are for use. They're not for display. Hey girl, what's up? And this is the wall where we took out. I took out the shower. It had to go. It had to go. Got some bourbon in here. Empty bottles, and then of course a little bit of console love in here. But that is the restroom. Turned into a really nice half bath. I like that. This is just a closet under the stairs for stuff. Vacuum cleaner, broom. All the exciting stuff. Now we're going to make our way into the console room. This has been getting the majority of the love here recently because it's been so lackluster. But here you go. Here is a look at the console room. I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on so you can actually see what's going on. So there you go. 3 CRTs. I've got a 19-inch. I'm sorry, I got a 27-inch. I got a 32 and then a 27. This obviously has the VHS DVD combo in it, and it's currently rocking in 64. The 32-inch has got the Dreamcast, and this 27-inch over here is got the PS2. Now each one's going to have the console, obviously, with a cool little light bar in the back, and I'm going to give you a little bit of detail of that in just a second, but I'll have games over here, and then games over here, and then obviously controllers. I like these because they kind of have like a retro look. I don't know if these were like, I got 4 of these little TV stands. They were $90 at Home Depot, so they weren't that expensive. They handle the weight of the TVs fine, except for the 32-inch. It handled it, but I went ahead and added a piece of wood underneath, just to kind of give it a little more stability. And because these legs screw in, you can actually unscrew them to kind of level the TV stand. So, not the most impressive collection of toys, but a lot of these are gifts from my kids, my nephews. Angel made that for me. Awesome. And then some system boxes and stuff like that. These, I actually just picked these up from Target. These are like $20 each. These are actually really cool. Nice little Gen 1 representations of Optimus Prime and Megatron. Tough to get those in any kind of quality that isn't, an arm and a leg. Now, what's going on with these TV stands is I've got one set over here for you. This is going to be the 4th one. I'm going to have an HD TV over here for my PlayStation 3, and some of these other mini consoles will be over here kind of. It'll be turned around facing the other way, but what you got going on here is, because I like to keep the wiring clean, if you look underneath, you're not going to see wires hanging down. The way I do that is I get these little power strips right here. I'll put some hot glue on the back side, and then I got to screw top and bottom into one of the uprights. So it locks that down, and then everything comes to here. You got 2 USB ports, you got 3 plugs. You're going to have your television, your game console, and then if you have like charging stands for your controllers, that gives you that option there. And then all you have to contend with is one plug, one cable that goes to the wall. This is the light bar that's under every one of my TV stands. This is $20, I think, on eBay. I'm sorry, not eBay, Amazon. I can give you links for this. I'll put those in the description. Comes with a little remote, and you can see it does a ton of stuff. It also does solid colors that'll fade in and out. So what I've done here is I've taken the controller for that. It obviously plugs into the USB port. And then right here is your power button, and then up and down pages through all the different menu options, or all the different patterns you can use. So you kind of reach behind here, and you can just push those up and down. I've got these obviously spaced off the wall because the tube, TV, it sticks out beyond the stand it's on. So I've got all the wires coiled up, but you can easily reach back there and make a change to those LEDs underneath. This wall is pretty bare for right now because it's going to eventually have, come on, gimbal, there you go. It's going to eventually have, this is kind of going to be my Star Wars wall. I've got some lightsabers and stuff's going to go on the wall. It's going to be cool. This is obviously the homage to the original 6 movies. the only movies that matter in the Star Wars saga. If you're fans of the new ones, God bless you, but I hate them. Not a fan. Always. The King of Monsters. One of the greatest movies posters ever. That's just a reprint. And then, of course, you got to have some seats, some gaming chairs. Just got 3. I might add a 4th one. I'm not sure, but of course, red, white, and blue, because America. All right, now let's go in. This was a makeshift closet that I added a door to. Trimmed it out just recently. Let's go ahead and turn the light on. Go inside, and you'll see this is like the skunk works. This is where I have parts and pieces and all kinds of stuff in here. Projects in different states of progress here. This, of course, is the original, the Street Fighter. That's the one that really got all the love. Just went through a ton of different iterations, trying out different things. This is that drawer that actually had the PlayStation 2 on it. Really fun. Gave you a lot of different options there. This is one of my current projects here, the Sega Genesis cabinet. And you've seen, once again, you follow me on Instagram. I think I actually posted one of those pictures on my YouTube community channel, or community page. There is going to be something that goes right there. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll have to just stay tuned to the channel. And of course, some of my lightsaber boxes up here actually have the lightsabers. They're going to be mounted on the wall. The Capcom home arcade stick that is the guts of the Alien vs. Predator cabinet. Some more stuff up here, tools, and then this is the wall of control panels. You can see this is my Midway Legacy replacement panel, and then some blank MDF blanks that I'm going to use to probably crank out a few of those for some friends. Nintendo. This was basically just swapped out, and if you wanted to run a NES Classic, you could. There's a stock control panel for the Mortal Kombat. There's a stock control panel for the Street Fighter that I refurbished. And then there is the, come on, gimbal, work with, there you go. That's the 2-player replacement for the 4-player control panel for your Turtles cabinet. A lot of people didn't understand what I was doing with that. It's just in case, you were tight on space. You had to have Turtles, but maybe you didn't want a 4-player cabinet. This was a replacement option for you. Of course, I went back with the 4-player configuration. This is the one, we're going to revisit this one. This is the 2-player driving cabinet. This actually mounted over here on the Street Fighter 2 cabinet. Come over here. It mounted there, and we played the hell out of some Burnout, and it worked really well. I mean, I thought the cabinet was going to tip over, but it never did. Never did. Some more artwork and stuff, and then this is one of my, it's kind of sad to show you this. It's not on display, but I love Metal Gear Solid, and this is a Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 3, the gunmetal gray. That's going to be displayed somewhere. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but anyway, it's kind of the guts of this. Let's get the hell out of here. And of course, we can't forget the 2 cabinets that are always behind me during every live stream, and it's going to be my Marvel vs. Capcom and my Star Wars cabinet, both complete with their matching stools. And thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.